So if you're watching this video, chances are, I know I'm generalizing a little bit, you probably consider yourself a geek. And if you consider yourself a geek, then your family and friends probably do too, which means I'm wagering that you are probably tech support for everybody that you know, especially your parents. My dad, for example, is a very educated man. He's a very smart guy. In his sort of late 60s, early 70s, uses an iPhone. He's been using one for about 2 years, so he knows technology a little bit. Calls me about once a month, asking how to connect to Wi-Fi or how to change his email password. Sort of general dad type questions with his phones, and no problem there at all. I can usually walk him through it. We went on vacation last week. I was out of the office. I went with my whole family, my sisters and their kids. And my wife and our son and my parents. We had a good time. My dad, before he left, said he wanted to get a tablet. I wasn't sure which one to get. He said, hey, probably like your parents too. Should I get an iPad? And I said, no, hold on a second. We had in the office, just sort of sitting around, Kindle Fire HDX, the 8.9 version. He loves to read. He uses a Kindle Paperwhite. Thought it might be a good device for him to try to use. So I brought it with me on the trip. And of course, I had the barrage of questions that came with it. How do I do this? How do I do that? And I was like, Dad, it's got Mayday on it. We had a good Wi-Fi connection where we were. I'm like, click this button. Here's how you go. You pull down, hit the button on the right. It says Mayday, and somebody will come on your screen that will answer your question. And my ulterior motive was, A, I didn't have to do it. But also, when I'm not there, he can just ask the question, and somebody can always answer them for him. You know, 'cause I don't use an HDX every day. I don't know, by memory how to tell him how to change his name in the email app. I could use a device and go through and figure it out, but I don't know. This gave him somebody there all the time that could answer it. So he went through, he did it, and he was like, just shocked that somebody came on his screen and started circling things for where he should click, and he was just floored. And I told him, Dad, they can't see you. Don't worry, but he wanted to make sure he was all kind of dressed up and looked nice. Sort of an old school style, and it was kind of fun to see. I was like, Dad, they really can't see you. He's like, you don't know. You don't know. He got really excited that he could do that, and that his Kindles were syncing up so he could read his Paperwhite on the beach and pick up the Kindle Fire when he's at home, and they'd be right on the same page. He was just like flabbergasted by it. So if you're looking to get a device for a parent or someone's not tech savvy, Kindle Fire is a good way to go. Let me interrupt the story for just one quick second and thank our friends and good people over at Gamefly. If you're like, because you love playing video games, Gamefly is the largest online video game rental service and offers you a choice from really 7,000 new and classic titles across pretty much every console or handheld. So plan starting at just $15.95 a month, Gamefly members can rent up to 1 to 4 games at a time and keep them as long as they like. There's no late fees, no due dates, and shipping is always free. It's going to cost you the goose egg. And once you're all done playing a game, just send it back, and Gamefly is going to send you the next one that's on your list. Super easy. And if you like the game that you're playing and don't want to give it up, simply click the Keep It button on the Gamefly website, and the game is yours, discounted price. They're even going to mail you the case and manuals free of charge. If there are manuals, they don't do that anymore, unfortunately. I used to love flipping through those Nintendo books. Techno Buffalo fans get a free 30-day trial when you go to gamefly.com/technobuffalo. So try that new game. Mario Kart's coming out pretty soon. Go to gamefly.com/technobuffalo, get your free 30 days. So my sisters, between my two sisters, they have 2 kids each, and I was sitting with my niece, who's about 2.5, and I was just watching her on my own. And sitting on the couch, my dad's Kindle, because he's using it, was right on the table, and I wanted to entertain her, so I figured I'd watch some Elmo videos with her on the tablet. So I went to his Kindle Fire. He didn't have a YouTube app, so I downloaded one for him. We started just watching Elmo videos. When she was done, I just sort of locked the device and put it back on the table. I didn't know this, but my dad came and picked it up again, and started watching YouTube and started watching Elmo videos. We were eating dinner, and he said he was going to come and join us. And I hear from his room, Elmo. I hear like the Elmo song going on. It's just very strange because all the kids are here. So I sort of sneaked in to see what was going on. And he was sitting there watching YouTube. And then we just left him alone. And then he kept watching YouTube, for probably about 35 minutes. I went in, I was like, Dad, what's going on? He's like, there's everything on YouTube. I can watch the Eagles concerts live. He was floored. I haven't ever seen him this excited about technology since he realized the internet could come without wires. He just couldn't believe it. He's like, did you know everything's here on YouTube? I was like, Dad, I know you know what I do for a living, but that's what I do for, I'm on YouTube. He couldn't believe that it was there. He was searching anything he could think of on YouTube. He was watching tutorials on how to use a Kindle Fire. He was so excited. It was like watching a baby deer take their first steps. And Dad, if you're watching, I apologize, because now you know how to watch YouTube videos. But it's true, it was absolutely incredible to see. So I'm sure you guys probably have parental moments like this as well, and they sort of grasp, that, I can't believe they can actually do this thing. It's crazy. And if you've got sort of a maybe not so tech savvy member of your family, Kindle Fire is a great way to go because you're not going to be tech support. And Amazon has no relation to this video at all. It was just sort of my experience. But being able to use Mayday was absolutely awesome. And I didn't have to be involved at all. And I know I'm not going to get a billion phone calls. How do I do this? How do I do that? Because my answer now is always go to Mayday. Let them walk you through it. And he stopped asking me questions, and he started learning on his own. He's super proud of himself, which is kind of awesome to see. So if you guys have similar parental stories, I'd love to hear them. It's sort of kind of crazy to see them discover these things for the first time that we take for granted. Leave them in the comments right down below. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Rhett and Just Riffs. Hope you enjoyed my parental story. We're back every week with new opinions and weird things that come out of my head. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next week, I'm John Redinger from Techno Buffalo. See you guys in the next one. What's up, everyone? Thank you for watching that video. If you want to see more of the latest and greatest tech news, you can subscribe to our main Techno Buffalo channel by clicking the button right down below in my pants region, or click on the buttons to your right to see more videos.